We are going to work today in the page 119. Go to the example 2. In the example 2, we need to compare proportional relationships representing graphs and equation. These are represented by a graph and equation. So we find for each one, like in the example 1, and later we are going to compare. At the end, we are going to compare. So the graph on the right, the graph you have, represent the rate at which Daniel earns points in this video game. The rate at which Brianna earns points in her video game too is going to be represented by the equation y equal to x. So where is the number? Y is the number of points and x is the time in minutes. All these rates, who will earn 100 points first? Okay, what you need to do in this exercise, we need to compare the graph from Daniel's score and compare the equation they give you from the punctuation of Brianna. Okay, but once we have compared this, how are we going to know, for example, who is going to obtain more points? You need to use in the same time. You need to, okay, for example, if you use it in Brianna for 1 minute, you use it in Daniel's score from 1 minute. You need to compare using the same rate. You need to compare using the same time to know who of them, which one of them is going to obtain more points. So if, for example, the equation for, tell me, Carlos.
Mister dice Abril que se le fue el wifi.
Oh, okay.
Va a intentar.
Yes, okay. So the equation for Brianna is y equal 2 times x. I'm going to represent this with you on the board so you can see it better. The equation is this one, y equal 2 times x. Okay, if I use this in a certain time, I can represent it, for example, in 1 minute. If I replace 1 minute for x, so we have that y is equal 2 times 1. Y is equal 2. So she is going to obtain 2 points in 1 minute because we multiply 1 minute. Remember, x is the number of minutes. We have on the book this. X is the number of minutes and y is the number of points. So 2 points in 1 minute. This is for Brianna. But now we have the graph for Daniel's score. What is Daniel's score? If we have the graph for Daniel, this is the part for the x and this is for the y. You have, for example, 0 and 0 is in the origin, this is the beginning. But when Daniel has 1 minute, you can see on the graph, look at the part of the x when Daniel has 1 minute, it's going to earn how many points? 3 points. You have it in here, 1 minute, 3 points. This is what is represented on this.
Thank you, Mr. Sorry.
If, for example, you look at the other one, when you have 2 minutes, you can see that you are going to have 6 points. If you divide 6 by 2, you are going to obtain 3 again, 3 points in 1 minute. So the score for Brianna is 2 points in 1 minute, and for Daniel is 3 points in 1 minute. So he is going to reach the 100 points first. Daniel is going to obtain the 100 points first because he obtains 1 more point in each minute. So Brianna 2 and Daniel 3. This is for Daniel, so Daniel is going to obtain more points. Daniel. Okay. These kind of examples are easy, guys. You only need to check the graph and look for the numbers you need.
Mister,
Okay, tell me.
Genesis said that if she gets out of the class because her brother needs the computer for classes.
Okay. Okay, don't worry about that.
Mister,
Tell me.
me pasó lista.
Your name?
Ángel Sierra.
Yes, Ángel Sebastián.
Sí.
It's because you entered too late.
Es que me estaba fallando el internet.
Okay. Okay, the example 3 now. We can go to the example 3. We need to compare a proportional relationship represented by graph and verbal descriptions. The graph represents the cost per ounce of a granola cereal. The graph you have at the right part is the price of granola cereal. A 15-ounce box of raisin cereal costs $3.90. Which cereal costs more per ounce? So we need to compare the facts that they give you. 3.90 for 15 ounces of raisin cereal. You are going to compare it with the granola cereal. So I'm going to erase this part so I can represent it with you. Okay. You have in the first one $3 with 90 cents. This is the cost for 15 ounces of the raisin cereal. And when you divide 3.90 by the 15 ounces, so you are going to obtain 0.26 in 1 ounce. 1 ounce. We need to obtain something like this to compare with the granola cereal. We have in here for the raisin cereal that it costs 0.26 for each 1 ounce. So we need to compare it using the same for the other one. So using the graph for the other one, you are going to see that, for example, when we take, remember, like the first example we solved yesterday with the airplanes, we need to take 2 points and find a subtraction and, okay, to obtain one value. Because if you take the first one, 5 for x and 1 for y, you are not going to divide anything. We need to take 2 points. In this case, I'm going to represent with you. For example, they take the point 20 for x, 20 for the x, and the value for the y is 5. The point is located like in here. And for the other one, you take 10 for the x and 2.5 for y. You can take the other one, but it's not, okay, you can take 5 in here and the 1, 5. The important part is to write the coordinates. To write the value for the x and the y. So if you write it in here, you have 10 for x and 2.5 for y. For the other one, you have 20 for the x and 5 for the y. Okay, this is the order pair x, y, x and y. The second value is 40y. Now I need to subtract. Remember that I need to subtract the value of the x and the value of the y. The formula is y equal, sorry, k equal y over x. I was going to write the other equation, y equal k times x, but in this case we need the form of the division, y over x. And what is y? I need to divide in y, remember? 5 minus 2.5. 5 minus 2.5. And for the x, we need to divide 20 minus 10. This is what we do yesterday, remember, with the first example. We look for 2 points on the equation, only that they have the equation in this, they have the graph, the complete graph. They have the complete graph, but we only need this point, so we only use the 2 points in here. We can take more than these 3 points in here. You can locate, for example, 5 for the x, 10, 15, 20. It depends on you, but I use it on my convenience to obtain the best values that I can use for the value of the variable k. Okay, so we only subtract k is equal 5 minus 2.5 is 2.5 over 10. You know that they are $2.5 in 10 ounces, but we don't have, we don't need this for 10 ounces. I want to find the value for only 1 ounce. So I divide and then I obtain that they are $0.25 for 1 ounce. I simplify, divided by 10. So if we compare this, we already have the 2 answers. If we compare this, which one is more expensive? This costs 0.26 in 1 ounce, and this costs 0.25 in 1 ounce. It's only $0.01, okay, 1 cent. But it's expensive. This is more expensive. This is the raisin cereal, right? The raisin cereal is more expensive, 1 cent per ounce. But when you buy many ounces, this is going to affect, okay? This is going to be more money. So I think that we can solve the example 3. The exercise that says try it below the example 3. Okay. The distance covered by the fastest high-speed train in Japan traveling at maximum speed is represented on the graph. So the graph that I have is the distance traveled at maximum speed by fastest high-speed train in Japan. So this is the graph. The fastest high-speed train in the United States traveling at maximum speed covers 600 kilometers in 2.5 hours. Which train has a greater maximum speed? How are we compare the speed? Again, we are going to compare using in 1 hour, not the 2.5 hours I have, using 1 hour. So I'm going to show you again. Okay, So the part we have in here, the important part, for example, you have for the USA train, they are 600 kilometers in 2.5 hours. How many is 2.5 hours? It's 2.5 because the 1/2 is 0.5, remember? So for the train from the United States is 600 divided by 2.5. We obtain 240 kilometers in how many hours? 1 hour, right? 240 kilometers in 1 hour. I need to do the same for the Japan train. I have the graph. I'm going to solve the graph with you, show you the graph. And in this case, for example, you have we have 3 points. We are going to use only 2. You have that when x is 3, y is 1,000. When x is 3, y is 1,000. The point in here is 3 for x and 1,000 for y. We can use the points we want, so I'm going to use the first one. Okay. When you have 1 for x, you can see the point. When you have 1 for x, you have 300 for y. And this is going to be located in here, I think. 1 for x and 300 for y. Remember, I used the point I want. I used 2 points, and I'm going to use the first one and the third one. So I am going to find again the value for the variable k. So when you have that k is equal y over x, you need to subtract y is what is y? 1,000 minus 300. So k is 1,000 minus 300. This is over 3 hours minus 1 hour. 3 minus 1. So k is equal 700 over 2. That is 350 over 1. Okay? 350. So we can compare in here. This is the United States train, and this is the Japan train. 350 kilometers in 1 hour. So which one of these is the fastest? The Japan train. So the Japan train represented on the graph because it moves 350 in just 1 hour, and this only moves 240. So guys, I need you to work in the pages 120, 121. I think 122 is about the same. So I hope you understand better today, guys, because yesterday you were the best section I explained, even that I was using my cell phone. With the first sections, I had many troubles with the internet. So I think that yesterday you were the best section. So I hope you understand very well the topic. If you don't understand something, guys, you can write to my email about your doubts. And please, everyone, send the email to Lorena. If you know someone that doesn't send the email yet, please remind them because I need it today to have all the email. Have a nice day, guys, and I'm going to see you tomorrow. Bye.